Hello, guys. Welcome back to another live section. I'm so happy to be here to talk to you guys. It's been a while. If you see my face for the first time, my name is Nurse Rachel. So, if wherever you're joining from, just let me in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section. Sorry, where you're joining from. So, welcome to this live section. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, in this video, we'll be discussing some Canada pathways to Canada. I've been getting a lot of questions, and it's not something I'll just start replying to everyone. So I just decided to come up here and answer some of these questions. And please don't forget to follow my page and share my post to your friends and loved ones. And to all my followers, thank you so much for all your support. Thank you for always sharing my post and commenting and always engaging. I appreciate everyone. All right. I'll have to wait for some minutes so more people can join. Although I know a lot of people will not really be available at this point, but I'll just wait for some time to see if anyone can join us today. So I'm streaming on Facebook and YouTube. So if you have any question at the end of this section, you can always leave it on the comment section. I'll always take the questions from there. If you're new to my page, my name is Nurse Rachel. Please don't forget to follow my page. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I bring you informative updates about different immigration pathways. I also post helpful tips for nurses to move abroad and also nurses that are preparing to write the NCLEX. So if this is what interests you, please don't forget to follow my page for all these wonderful updates. So for today, we'll be discussing the different immigration pathways. Few, not everything, to Canada. So and before you plan to move abroad, of course you need to have a specific country in mind. I've been getting more questions about Canada, and like I always say, the best, the fastest, should I also say the easiest for now, is the study pathway. It's just the very how will I put it, the best and the fastest. So if you want to travel abroad today and tomorrow, you can go ahead and start your study applications and all that. So the study pathway is the first on my list. That's the one I want to talk about now. So before you apply to any school, of course, there are a lot of affordable schools in Canada that you can apply to. So if you're interested in any of these schools, um, go to Google, type the name of the school. Of course, there is a website for every school, so you can go ahead and click on it. Search for your department or the discipline you plan to study in Canada. Read about their requirements, which is the most important part of every application. Go and read about the requirements because you need to know the documents you're meant to put together for this application if you want to study in Canada. The next thing is your statement of purpose. I always tell people, if you're planning to apply to any of these schools, If you don't know how to write some of these cover letters or these statement letters, please get a professional. There are a lot of people out there that are helping people write these letters to standard so you can get what you want at once. Okay, so if it requires you paying them, please make this payment and get those letters so you can get these things done at once. So once you go to Google and type the name of the school to bring you to the school website, then you can go ahead and continue with your search, check their requirements, and then everything you need for your application. Once this is done, you can go ahead and gather the requirements, the requirements you'll be needing for your application. After that, you can go ahead and start your application, fill out the important details you'll be needing on the portal, and make pay for your application, because I know there are some schools that have fee waivers, but if there are no fee waivers for most of the schools you're applying to, you can go ahead and pay. And you don't need to apply to just one or two schools. You need to make multiple applications so you can have multiple options, because you may apply to one or two schools and you will not get. Okay, so you need to make multiple applications. I also know there are people that share application fee waivers online. You can go ahead and do your own research about the fee waivers for the school, or you can also ask them. There is always an email and phone numbers on the websites that you can always use to contact either the school or your department. So you can go ahead and make good use of these opportunities. And I forgot, for the purpose of this discussion, I am not an immigration consultant, I am not an agent. Every information I share on this page is from my personal research and experience. Please, before you make any final decision, try as much as you can to do your own research before you make any final decision. So after making the payments, the application fee, I think it takes some time to process your document, and they will definitely get back to you. These things are they are quite easy processes. There are things you can do on your own. All right, there are things you can do on your own. But if you feel you cannot do it on your own, there are licensed immigration consultants and agencies. Ensure the agency you're working with is licensed. Don't just go and pay people that you're not really sure of. That's why it's important, before you do anything, you do your own research very well. Ask people around, people that have been doing it, people that are living in the country you're planning to move to. So if you're using an immigration consultant or an agent, ensure they are licensed. All right, so after this, then you can wait for some time and get when you get a feedback from the school you applied to. So after this, gather other requirements that you'll be needing for the next level of your application, because once you get admitted into any of these schools, they would have to send you a document you would need to proceed to the immigration and all that. So the next on my list is the express entry pathway. I already posted the step-by-step process on the page, so you can go ahead and even if you don't really understand it, I'll also explain it now. But I think I made it clearer, so you know the one you're supposed to do first and all that. So it's important to know that if you're planning to move to Canada as a permanent resident through the express entry, you'll be needing an evaluation. Okay, there are different evaluation bodies depending on your profession. So you can go ahead and start your evaluation. Before you start this process, you need to log on to the IRCC website, go through the requirements to be sure that, okay, I have these, I'm looking at getting these done and all that. So go to the IRCC website. I'll also leave the website on the comment section of this video. So once you get to the website, go through the requirement to know the things you would need for this application. But the first thing I'm sure you'll be needing is your evaluation, your credential evaluation report. So you can start this by applying to any of these evaluation bodies. depending on your profession. Next is your English proficiency. Okay, so you would need an IELTS, an IELTS general for this application, because there are two types of IELTS. There is IELTS. There are other types of IELTS. Sorry, there is IELTS Academy and there is the general. So the one you're taking for this application is the general category. So look up the scores you'll be needing for this examination to qualify to get to the pool on the government website. You can also ask your friends to be sure of what you need to get on the pool. So after this is done, or before you even start this process, you should know that you need your international passport before you start any immigration plan. So try as much as you can to get your international passport. So your international passport, your credential evaluation, and your English proficiency. These are the three things I know you'll be needing at first to start your application for the Express Entry program. So this Express Entry program is a program provided by the government for individuals to come into Canada as permanent residents. So if this is what interests you, log on to the government website and read about it very well. Okay, and I always say that these are things you can do by yourself. You for this one, you don't really need anyone to do it for you. You have to try as much as you can to do it by yourself. But if you choose to use any agents for any reason, please ensure they are registered, licensed immigration consultants or agencies. So the next on my list is the visitor's visa. I have been getting a lot of questions on this. Okay, so if you want to, of course, if you want to move to Canada, not really move, just come to Canada as a visitor. Yes, it is possible for you to uh, come into Canada as a visitor and convert your visitor's visa to a work visa. But sometimes it's not really that easy to get a job. Okay, it's not really that easy for you to just get a job overnight. People inside the country are struggling to get a job. So I don't really know how possible or obtainable it is. Okay, but I'm sure this one is also something you can do by yourself. Once you log on to the government website, you create, but you've already gotten your passport, you create your profile. Okay, so if there are any information you'll be needing at this point, you can go ahead and put them in there, and you get to the point where you need to pay for your application. I know that you need your passport, a proof of fund, what again? Employment, details that has to do with your employment, something that shows that you have home ties, because you're planning to visit a country. You need to prove to the immigration that you're going to go back to your country after this visit. So you need to provide a proof to them that you have home ties, maybe by your working, your family is still in your country, and all those things. So these are the information you would need to consider before you start this application. Okay, so you need a proof of fund, enough more. You need to show them that when you're coming into this country, you can take care of yourself, and you also have money to take care of those people you're leaving back home. So also, before you think of this pathway, ensure you have enough funds. Okay, and you also have other like a plan B for yourself, so you don't get stranded when you get to Canada. It's important you take this take this point into consideration, not just because they are really giving people granting people entry into Canada as visitors in recent times. So, and a lot of people are taking advantage of this opportunity to come into the country and convert their visas to work permits so they can be able to live and work in the country. But I'm telling you that getting a job when you're inside the country is not just that easy. It's not something you can do within few weeks. Some people might be lucky, okay? They might be lucky to like get a job easier, but it's not really for everybody, which is why you need to make other plans, okay, so you don't get stranded in the country. All right. So of course, before you get these jobs we're talking about, you also need to start applying to employers, different employers. You need to start ahead of time, okay? So when you start these applications and you get a job, an employer would give you what is called an LMIA. An LMIA is a document that is issued to you, and this document proves that nobody is capable or available to take up this job inside the country. That is why they are looking for people outside or to take up these roles. So when it's important to start applying for these jobs ahead of time. Start on time if you know this is what you're planning to do, so you don't get stranded. Okay, it's freezing cold in Canada for you to be stranded anyhow. All right. So once this is done and you get these jobs, you can use your LMIA and apply to IRCC to get your work permit. A lot of people are also moving to Canada through this pathway. So the next one is the work permit pathway. So on your own, you can start applying for jobs. Or there are different job websites. I've also posted them on the page. When I post those websites, you can take them and type it on Google. Okay, I must not post all the sites. Even when I write them, please research about them. Okay, so when you type it on Google, for instance, Indeed, then to open to the search page and all that, you will type in. So if you're applying outside of Canada, you can type in Canada or maybe the province where you feel you're planning to move to. Okay, then the other part you can put in the the job you're planning to apply for. So if you're planning to apply as a healthcare aide or a nurse, in the description you can just type in nursing, and the other part you can just type in, for instance, Ontario or maybe Alberta. You understand? So it will bring out all the jobs that are available in that particular province. Then you can go ahead and start your application. It's also important to know that you don't need to just apply to one for one job in one site. A lot of people go as far as applying for more for up to 2,000 jobs and all that, 100, 150. So it depends on your strength. Try as much as you can to make multiple applications. These pathways are very obtainable. Okay, so it's important to do your own research. They are very obtainable, and there are things you can do on your own. So once you get a job on your own from your home country, they will issue a positive LMIA. This document, like I said, it shows that nobody is available inside the country to take up this role. That is why they are employing you to come into the country and work, live and work. And most of these jobs comes with sponsorship. Okay, most of them comes with sponsorship. So if you're looking for sponsorship jobs, you can go ahead and type sponsorship jobs with LMIA in so province on Google. All the jobs that fall under this category will come out. Then you can now start your applications. All right. So before you start this application, I always say ensure your CVs are up to date. Ensure your CVs are up to date. If you don't know how to get a good CV or structure these CVs, please. All right, Rosie, go give it to daddy, please. Thank you. So it's important you get a good CV before you start this application, because your CV is the first thing that introduces you to an employer. Get a good CV. If you're applying through the study pathway, ensure your statement of purpose um is up to standard. Okay, don't just write anything and send to these people. Your CV is the first thing that introduces you to the employer. You also need to prepare for the interview. Okay, so while you're making sure that your CVs are up to date and is tailored to the job description, please ensure that you prepare for the interviews. Okay, prepare yourself for the interviews depending on the job you're applying for. All right, so the next on my list is the provincial nominee programs. There are a lot of programs available for people to come into the country and while you're coming in, you're also coming in as a permanent resident. Okay, so the province will nominate um, people based on the labor market needs in the province. So it depends on the pathway you plan to move to Canada to. So there's this city in the province of Saskatchewan. It's called Moose Jaw. They have a program. I want to use it. No, 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 no. Okay, just give me a second. I'm trying to get okay, so it's a rural and northern immigration pilot program in the province of Saskatchewan. The Moose Jaw is a city in the province of Saskatchewan. So I've already posted details about this program on the page, so you can go ahead and click on the link and read about. All right, Rosie, hold on. Go give this to Daddy. Thank you so much. Give it to Daddy. Good job. You can also go ahead and read about this program. So they are employing, they have a lot of opportunities for construction workers. There are a lot of opportunities for chefs, cleaners, laborers. So if you, like I said, when you click on the link I already posted, it will take you to the official website where you can read about the requirements, check if you're eligible for this program, and before you start your application. Of course, before you start any application, you need to check if you're eligible. So from the website, I'll be reading from the official website where it says the Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot is a new community-driven immigration program. It is designed to spread the benefits of economic and immigration to smaller communities by creating a path to permanent residency for skilled workers, skilled foreign workers who want to work and live in Moose Jaw. So if you're planning to take this pathway to move to Canada, you should be ready to live in this city in a province in Canada called Saskatchewan. So there are priority of occupations that are eligible for available for this application. So read about it before you start your application. On the website, you can see priority occupations, how to participate, which will take you to the part where you have to see the people that are eligible to participate for this program. So there are ways you might participate in the provincial nominee immigration program, this particular pilot program that is available in this city called Moose Jaw. So if you're currently employed and live in Moose Jaw, there is all right. So if you are temporarily residing, living in this city, you are currently employed or being offered full-time position. So you can go ahead and start this application. Then the second category, you do not need to live or work in this community for you to be eligible for this program. So students are also eligible. Skilled workers are also eligible. So about the process, um, so about the process for employers seeking a candidate through the program, so you need to check your eligibility, like I said, get a qualifying job. Candidates apply to jobs as described in the job postings. Like I earlier said, there are jobs that are available for this particular pilot. So it's not for everybody, which is why I said you need to log on to this website through the site I've already posted and check your eligibility. So if the jobs that are there are what you feel you are interested in, you can go ahead and apply to them. So successful candidates in scenario A and B then apply for recommendation to this particular community. Okay, then the program is conducted and the candidates are presented for a recommendation decision to the sections. Okay, so after this is done, if the candidate application is approved by the section committee, the candidate submits an application for permanent residence. So this means that once you are eligible for this program, so the community needs to, you need to go through a particular process. So this community needs to confirm that okay, this person is eligible for this program, then you can go ahead and apply and come into Canada as a permanent resident. So please try as much as you can to take advantage of some of these opportunities. It's important you know the requirement before you start any of this process. All right, read up about it on the website. So I just thought I'd come up here to clarify some of these things because I've been getting a lot of questions about them. All right, now please don't forget to follow my page. Follow my page and share my post to your friends. Someone on your timeline may benefit from this information. Most of this information we're sharing online. Some people really need to pay for it, but we're just sharing them for you to be up to date with the information you need, how to do it by yourself. Okay, people go as far as paying agents to do these things for them, but here we are sharing this information for you to access them for free. Do it by your, learn how to do them by yourself. I always say most of the programs I used to move to the countries I lived in, I did them by myself and it's working for me. Okay, so you too, you can do it by yourself. You can do it by yourself. Look up the requirement, get the right document, and start your application. Stop procrastinating, stop delaying. Get your passport if you don't have one. This is the major document you need to start anything that has to do with your immigration. And please don't forget, I am not an immigration consultant, I am not an agent. Every information I'm sharing here is based on my personal experience and research. So please, before you make any final decision, try as much as you can to do your own research before you conclude on any final decision. So thank you so much for joining this live section. If you have any question regarding everything we've discussed today, please don't forget to leave it on the comment section. I would always take your questions. All right, I'll always be available to take your questions. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. So if you have any questions, please leave them on the comment section. All right. Thank you so much for joining. Bye now.